Today we're going to take a closer look at two great Knight / Primarch models from Kabuki Miniatures. Spiky Bits. Make sure you stay in the trenches by becoming a supporter over on Patreon and also scoring yourself some free miniature swag in the process. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out our site, spikybits.com, for all the hot hobby tutorials, news, rumors on all your favorite hobby topics. And head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today. Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. Baer here again today with a fantastic look at two Knight / Primarch miniatures from Kabuki Studios or Miniatures. They are a really exciting miniatures company out of Italy, of all places, right? Like, you don't hear about much coming out of Italy. You always hear Poland or UK or Forge World or wherever. But no, these guys keep it fresh. They put out a great line of miniatures. They have basically pinups, busts, all sorts of interesting stuff coming out of there, and they will have some Frank Frazetta models actually coming out here in the near future. So they haven't really announced specifics. I have one. I can't tell you what it is. I can't really talk about it, but I instantly recognized it as soon as I saw it in the box. I was like, oh my lord, the 1980s has come home to roost. And so Frazetta had some amazing fantasy art way back in the day. You know, obviously has passed away, unfortunately, but his art lives on, and you know, it was kind of like the basis of a lot of the, you know, he's kind of like the I guess he's kind of like the Tolkien of art, you know, when it comes to fantasy art. I guess you could argue, you know, maybe Elmore or something like that too, you know, but he really put out, or even Boris Vallejo and Julie Bell, you know, some fantastic artists that were quite possibly ahead of their time. But regardless, we're talking about Kabuki today. So Kabuki has a whole lot of miniatures. If you are a Patreon supporter of these videos we do here, which you probably already saw the 33-second ad at the start of the video, there is an exclusive code over on Patreon. If you sign up in the near future after seeing this video and you want the code, I'll give you the code. I don't know if it'll still work at this point, but there was a discount code that Kabuki provided us for all our supporters that we gave out, which I thought was pretty neat. Thanks, guys. Now, today we're going to take a look at, they have this Knight series of models, which is basically the 40K Primarchs. They can't say it, I can. They started out before Games Workshop decided to do the whole Horus Heresy line. And of course, they've produced almost all of them, even the ones Games Workshop hasn't. So, you know, as of right now, Games Workshop is missing a few, including the Emperor and his Custodes, but I guess we'll see Custodes in a plastic box, the next Horus Heresy plastic box, which looks to be Burning of Prospero. All that aside, today we're going to take a look at their Horus as well as their Sanguinius, because, well, let's face it, that was an epic duel, and those are the most two recent releases from these guys here. So these guys normally go for, I want to say the Horus, which is the first Knight model from them, goes for 30 euros, which I think is 33 US. Sanguinius goes for 45, I believe, which is roughly $52, I think. Euros to dollars, you know, conversion rates, math, right now. So he's pretty cool because we haven't seen Sanguinius. We haven't even seen rules for Sanguinius. We got Blood Angel rules, but we didn't get Sanguinius rules. Shame on you, Games Workshop. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's fine. Keep us guessing. But, you know, it would be cool to see. Now, the actual art on Sanguinius is basically roughly kind of done from the whole like conventional statue of Saint Michael, you know, the archangel, the slaying the demon, kind of the same thing. He's standing above a demon, which of course is Kabanda, you know, kind of doing that thing. Now Horus's pose is more traditional, more classical, just kind of sitting there, you know, kind of doing his whole Horus thing. You know, but he's in loyalist colors, which is kind of cool. So it's a little bit before, you could argue that his Forge World miniature is probably before the fall, or after the fall, I guess. This is more before the fall because he has, you know, some Imperial iconography on here, which, you know, isn't the exact 40K stuff because all that's copyrighted and trademarked and things like that. So let's take a closer look at both these miniatures, pull them out of the bags here, and go deep on it. Okay, so first up is gonna be the First Knight, aka Horus Lupercal. So, if I can get this bag open. Jammed the crap out of my finger today, and man, it is really acting up on me here. Okay, so here's all the pieces. Now, of course, with Kabuki, you always get a sweet, custom base here, which looks pretty fresh. Kind of looks like Starship kind of action right there. So there's that. And then, of course, you got a whole bunch of different pieces here. The iconic Talon of Horus. Boom. There's all that. And then you've got the, what do they call these? The pertiges. They're basically the groin armor of Roman legionnaires from back in the day, but we bring that styling over to the 40k universe. And then of course there's a belt feed for the Talon of Horus, for the Stormbolter right there. Another piece of armor here as well. There's his head, very cool looking. There it is right there. See if you can see it. It's a little small compared to my hand, but there he is right there. Now remember, this is a 53mm figure, 53, 54. There's his cape with some interesting iconography there that you can probably relate to. And here's the rest of the Talon claws right there. Boom. So rawr. And some more pieces. His sword, which looks to be a Gladius-ish fashion. Some more tabard pieces and things right here as well, and that looks to be all of the actual parts. And of course his body, which is kind of just standing there, basically leaning off of the little base. And then here's his armor and his wolf pelts. Very, very big model there. And here is what it actually looks like in person. There is the First Knight painted up in a kind of like a white paint scheme. Not exactly how I'd imagine a Sons of Horus kind of thing right there, but it's a little bit different. I'd imagine a little bit more of a green kind of tinge. And here's the back painted up with the cape, so lots of opportunity for painting right there. And it is an affordable price, which is really cool to see, because like I said, this guy's 30 euros, which is roughly $33 US, which, compared to the Forge World price, sure, he's like $70 cheaper or whatever. I guess he'd be a little bit better these days because of how the pound versus the dollar is. But there is that. So pretty basic kit there. Nothing too crazy. Standard 60mm base. Actually, that might be 50mm. Couldn't really tell you right off the top of my head, but a very good looking kit, very highly detailed. I mean, you can see all of the fur and everything in the pelt right here. All of the spikes are preserved. The detail right down to the armor plating, all of the little studs. Very cool stuff. And then you can see a lot more detail in the actual armor itself. Even the cape, which has, that super small border all around it. I feel like they did these on the computer because you can definitely tell there's a high level of detail here. Even the talons is pretty freaking amazing to kind of put something out to that degree there. So very cool stuff. This is First Knight, aka Horus, from Kabuki. Now we will kind of slide this out of the way here and bust out the Angel Knight, who is a limited edition. I think there's pre-orders right now. I'm not exactly sure. I'm kind of off on my timetable, but we managed to score one, and there is a lot of pieces. There's a lot more pieces to this kit. So you can see here is the base, which is, technically the Demon Cabanda, and then you've got all sorts of pieces here. The wings are actually a two-part assembly. I saw it first and I was like, wow, you get alternate sets of wings. No, you just get two. It kind of goes together and forms like a big wing. And then here's the body itself with the extra leg. And then you've got two different varieties, or two different options, I guess, for armament. You can go with the sword, or you can go with the two-part spear. Kind of, again, that whole St. Michael Archangel kind of thing, or motif, I guess. And here's the upper. I guess that goes right there. Rawr. Forms the head right there. Kind of looks like one of those crazy dogs from Ghostbusters. Or like a Balrog, I guess. I don't know. So there's lots of detail here. Here's the Angel Knight's head, or Sanguinius. Very cool stuff. But he also has an alternate head, armored head, so to speak. Now, you can tell by the scale here. You could definitely probably substitute a Terminator head to slot into this and it would look pretty fresh. Now, as far as the wings go, from what I could tell, it looks like these go something like this. That might not be the right one. Definitely not the right one. Okay, so there's basically, I think, how it goes. Yeah, it slots in right there over the flash. So it kind of gives you an idea of the impressive wingspan of this guy right here. Then that slots in to the back of the armor. So like I said, it's a two-part wing assembly. I mean, all of the armor's looking fresh here, like very well detailed, exactly what we would expect to see from, you know, some very, very finely wrought armor by the artificers of Baer. Very cool looking stuff. Of course, no blood drops or anything on it because technically it's not Sanguinius. This is the Angel Knight, but I think, again, we all know what's up. And then there's a couple, the pointing arm right there, and then the other arm as well for him. So to give you an idea of the posing, we'll jump over to Kabuki's website, which, by the way, is kabuki-studio.com. Very easy to remember there. Okay, so here is the version with the helmet. Like I said, it's got that nice huge wings right there. Of course, all very well detailed. And there's a spear. And let's see, this is the version, and this is the version with the head, the bear head, and just the sword right there, of course, standing on top of the demon head as well. So, very impressive model. It stands 52 millimeters tall according to this, and that's, you know, bottom and base head. That doesn't count what looks to be almost another 52 millimeters of wing right there. So, a very big kit. And I'm wondering if you could slot, I didn't think about it until just now, but I'm actually wondering if you could slot these bad boys into here. It almost looks like you can. But you might have to, yeah, I feel like you might have to glue that, because once you take the flash off, try to stick that in there, and then this big piece on top, maybe you can magnetize it. I don't know. That's a little iffy right there, and then it looks like this goes on top. Oh, it goes around it. Yeah, okay. So that definitely works right there. Overall, it looks like great material, highly well detailed. I love the base. Obviously, Kabanda, going down twice, but very cool looking kit and very exciting stuff from Kabuki Studios out of Italy. Always putting out those fresh models. And like I said, if you're looking for something to paint, like a bust, they even have pinup girls, you know, big stuff like the normal heroic scale we're used to, or like big 52 millimeter busts. And of course, they got a lot of stuff coming out here in the near future for Rosetta as well. Pop on over and check them out. Of course, if you want to become a supporter or are a supporter of Spiky Bits on Patreon, hit me up. I'll try to get you that discount code if it's still valid. And, you know, you can check them out on the cheap. That's it for this one, folks. Thanks for watching.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.